Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host. Alright, the gentleman to the left is asking about the female to the right. Uh, so he wants more insight just to see what's going on. So we are gonna analyze both charts extensively. And if you're a twin flame or twin flamer, this will be a perfect video for you. Only because a lot of information, a lot of insight will be given in this chart, and a lot of advice for people on the twin flame journey. Uh, I've been on it, but I've learned a couple of things since I've been on it, and it will be about divine timing. And the best thing you can do is find out what your life purpose is, which I'm going to be showing you how to find that out on the natal chart. And you should get busy with your oneness with the universe on your personal life purpose. Now, each twin flame situation is different. Some are in separation, some talk, some don't. But it's all going to be divine timing. And if it is a twin flame, twin soul situation, they may have come in your life to bounce you to certain points in your life, but they may not have come in your life to actually be with you. Also, there's a lot of times when twin souls connect, but then separate again. So what I've learned is the main thing for me was to have that level of spirituality, not sitting around just going, "Where's my twin? What's my why is my I was on my twin's page and there," because that's obsession. That's like idolatry. So you always want to make sure spirit's first and find out what spirit wants you to do and get on with your mission. And as you become a better person, your whole opportunity in life is going to open up, and you may find other opportunities that you never thought would happen to you. But now you're on your journey mission. You're one with the universe. The angels are helping you. It's wonderful. And it's kind of funny how this life is on this planet. It's when you take your mind off your twin, when you start to put your mind maybe on somebody else, that your twin is going to pop up. It's a funny universe. So always have something to do. And even if you get away from the whole twin flame phenomenon, and just about any relationship you really see, uh, most of them, the guy's got to have his own thing going on. The female's got to have her own thing going on. And through that, they have to have a mutual respect for each other. Because it's just something about humans that the moment somebody gives us all their attention, we don't really want it. The grass is always going to be greener on the other side. So we humans have psychological issues. And as long as it is that way, you have to have your own thing and stuff like that. And as much as people would love to have love and happiness, generally it's going to be some type of drama. And it's nice when you see two people that really want to have a great relationship and don't want a lot of drama. But even if it's not them, it'll be an in-law, a neighbor. It's going to be something, a dog. It's going to be some issues. So you have to be ready to deal with that. That's the main thing. Get on your life journey. This life is going to have obstacles, and they're put there for a reason. So you have to get used to it. And if you have that spiritual side, you'll be able to go through situations without all the third dimensional ego, worry, stress, anger, resentment. And we never want to get to a situation where we're controlling somebody or something. And the final thing I'll say before I begin to read is work with your archangels. If you don't have card decks, work with somebody that does, because the archangels are always giving you instructions. I have a lot of great information on my other channel, Real Life and Metaphysics. There I keep it as real as possible. And today I was stopped in my tracks repeatedly by the archangels saying, let us in, and all that's on the channel even right now, Real Life and Metaphysics. Again, welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. We will take it slow. It will be thorough. Another thing I must say that I notice a lot of, I'm dealing with a lot of people, or a nice amount of people, who, no matter how thorough the natal chart is, they're only wondering, what about the twin? What about, and therefore everything that was just said, you're not going to get. As long as you focus on where's my twin, why is my twin, that person's not coming nowhere near you. And as I said, if they do come near you, it's going to be very short, very brief, and they're going to leave again. You have to focus on your universal message that's on your natal chart, because that's your assignment for this life. And if you notice anybody, if you go to Inger, she's a card reader, she'll tell you natal chart. If you go to Terry Nasun, she'll tell you natal chart. Almost everywhere you go to first, if you use your Archangel or tarot cards, they're going to point you back to the natal chart as well as the current space chart that's out there. All right. His first house, where his ascendant is Cancer. So he's a nurturer. Now Lilith is going to bring out the Aries energy and the Cancer energy. So it's good to be a nurturer, especially as a man. Well, it's good, but it's bad. Because some women say, oh, I want a sensitive man. But then they get one, and then, oh, he's too sensitive. So that's what you got to be careful of, that Aries. Because that Aries is going to make you, especially with Lilith. Because Lilith is going to make the energy even more intense. And then you got Mars. And so I'll tell you right now, like I said, I have to keep it 100. You can't be, and like I know, I'm speaking from experience. That's why people, you don't know how much I wish people could get past the taking offense. You're not gonna learn if a person can't tell you the truth. But because you got that Mars is very, you got it at 22 degrees as well. 22 is the twin flame number, but Mars is very intense. So you have to be careful. But your Mars is retrograde, but that could mean a few things. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a few possibilities. But you can't be so nurturing, because that's going to turn a woman off. You can't be. That's why I said some women say, I wish I had a sensitive man, but when they get one, then they don't want it. And just to give an example, well, I can give a few, but I won't, because then again I'll get accused of making it about me. But I was watching a dating TV show where the woman was on a date with the man, and they were looking at the dolls. And the woman said, I want a man that could show me his sensitive side, and I want a man that is not afraid to play with dolls. So he tried to impress her, so he picked up the doll and started playing with it. And then she went, well, that's too much. That's too much. And I can tell you how I was buying roses on a regular, and I got cursed out. Stop sending me roses to my job every week. You're embarrassing me. So years later, the same person said, she said this in front of a lot of people too. Oh, some people, when they first meet you, they're buying you roses and everything. But then after they get you, they stop doing it. But she's the one that cursed me out and told me that I'm embarrassing her. So these are the things of life. And you have to be aware of it. So it is going to be a type of, you got to be able to deal with human nature. Because it may not be, and it probably won't be one way. It's a lot of different things. So in cases like that, you have to work more on your communication skills, because you have to make them aware, of the truth. Not that you got to be mean, but they have to be made aware of, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, and you're very confusing. You're confusing and stuff like that. And hopefully that won't lead to separation, but it might. But again, as long as you're in third dimensional, what I'm trying to tell you, you have to get past that fantasy of twin flames union coming together and everything's gonna be great, and you're having great sex and you're turning into fire like you see in all those pictures. The way I've been studying, twin flame union is not that much different than two other people and a union. You're still gonna have to deal with flaws. You're gonna have to deal with a flawed world and problems. It's just that you're with your soulmate doing it. And if both of you realize how sacred and wonderful that union is, you can get past third dimensional. But usually we don't, because we stay in third dimensional. Especially in my case, my twin, last I seen her, she had a man and she had kids by him and all that. So that would be really difficult if that was to be a union. That would be really difficult. But we live in a strange universe. And plus, like I said, some things, it takes time. You have to remember, angels might tell you it's going to happen right now, but it may not. Your horoscopes might tell you it's going to happen right now, but it may not. Even in the Bible, God would say, I'm going to destroy such and such. And 40 or more years would go by before anything happened. And when he told Abraham, you're going to have a son and I'm going to make him a great nation. Well, Abraham was 90 years old according to the Bible. He still didn't have the son yet. So you got to understand spirit time. And that's why I get on your journey. So you can make that. That's the one thing you can make happen. Get on your journey. And as you get on your journey, you're actually helping increase the possibilities of you and your twin communicating and possibly growing. Get on your journey. Find out what your soul journey is and get on it. All right. Now, Mars retrograde. See, because Mars rules Aries, so there's definitely going to be a measure of intensity there. So in this case, one could mean past life. And also, don't forget the Cancer is the family sign. Like when you deal with a lot of soul groups and soul families and stuff, families are affected. And a lot of your family members are connected to the whole soul group thing. Twin, everything, twin, so it's all connected to the family. So what I'm going to say right now is your Mars retrograde is dealing with past issues that deal with your family, and that your family is probably a soul group. Because the funny thing about the ascendant, you have to say, even when it says, oh, the angel ascended out of the abyss. So it's like this: in your past life, you go down into the bottomless pit or Sheol, stuff like that. But in your present life, you come up through the ascension. Just like Jesus rose at the ascending sun, it's the same thing. So your ascension ties in directly with your soul family, which is why before I even look at your fourth house, you probably had issues with the family. And I know right away somebody say, well, who doesn't? Yep, but it's a little different when it's a soul family, and we're about to prove it. Just give me a moment. So in this life, you're somewhat of a nurturer, but you're still carrying past life issues with family and things of that nature. Second house, there's Leo. Now the female is a Leo. And they always tell you in your money and your finances is your second house ruled by Taurus. And there right away you see how this person, whether they're a twin soul or soulmate, we don't know yet, but it's going to affect your twin soul or soul is going to affect your finances. It really is. Like whether we like to admit it or not, they have unbelievable power. You could just go to my metaphysical channel right now and I'm proving it. How my twin soul keeps popping up. It's real life and metaphysics. And I got the proof. I put the proof right there. No matter where I go, she through her name and weird synchronicity, it keeps popping up. And I just keep putting it there on that channel as a register. But that always happens. So when you see Saturn retrograde, you're usually dealing with some type of karma. And they're showing you that karma with Leo. And like that's a karmic relationship. It's a karmic soul relationship. And it's in your house of finances and possessions, ruled by Taurus. Saturn retrograde can also mean that a person is not as disciplined as they should be. Now, Leo is all about fun, romance, passion, adventure, traveling, children, childlike activity, taking risks, getting out of nature. As we move to your third house, it's about Gemini, early education, like children. It's a lot, and the third house is a lot like the fifth house. It's fun, creative, and it has Gemini ruling it, which makes it multitasking. Gemini says, I think. So all that's going on in your third house. And then you have Virgo there, which Virgo again is about home, health, and services. So it's still about healing. So you've been given a gift of trying to heal your family. You've been given a communication gift. So when we get to your fourth house, ironically, there's Libra. Libra is about relationships. It is also about legal matters of the law. It can also be about balance and karma and justice. So you may have taken classes in any of those areas I just said, because it's also the fourth house of education, of higher education. So it also has to do with land and property. It has to do with the heart, moving vehicles, possibly travel. And you have the moon there, so you're really a nurturer, and you really want to be in a relationship with Libra. And wants to get another retrograde. And again, when you see, because it was funny, because I noticed you didn't have Scorpio in the fourth house, but I know you're in the soul family. I could see that in your first house. So you didn't have Scorpio in your fourth house, but you got Pluto, and Pluto rules Scorpio. So you know you're dealing with a soul family. Now what happens with that Pluto retrograde? Pluto likes to cause transformation and change, but it's really intent. So in your lifetime, you have had or will have intense situations in those areas I was speaking of. And those areas will probably be so intense that it's going to deal with legal. You might find yourself in some type of court situation. And even like I said, if you get in a really bad accident, you may end up in court. But even when you see the accident report, that's a court document, whether you know that or not. Because lawyers will use that report to come contact you. They find out you've been in a bad accident, they get that document, the accident report, and that's a court record. And they're trying to tell you, we want to represent you. You need to take this to court. So you got all that going on one way or another in your fourth house. And you got the moon there. Now, also the moon is the divine feminine, but you have Imam Kueli. And everybody does in their fourth house. Who is Imam Kueli? Well, she's whoever raised you. Who's ever in your mind as a motherly figure who raised you, whether it be a man or female, whoever it is, that's your Imam Koeli. And she's going to be in your subconscious. She's going to be working with the moon. And she's going to be working with your twin soul. This is some universal stuff that's higher than us, but it's still true. Now, ironically, this is your true north node. That little thing that looks like a horseshoe, that's your true north node, saying that everything I just said about your fourth house is what you're supposed to be working on in this life. But you say right away, well, you're saying I need to be working on the fourth house, but then I need to be with my twin because of Libra and Pluto. So let me just keep it 100. I'll tell you, do like I did my twin. Tell her we're twins. Tell her if she doesn't understand that, she can research it on YouTube. Now, if she wants to learn it with you, that's fine, but she may not want to learn it with you. And I know, try to stress some type of concern or interest for her. Because if she doesn't want to talk about it, what else can you do? That's why I say she needs to know and to get on with your journey. Now, I've gotten all kind of messages from the angels about my twin is, she's sorry or what happened, and boom, boom, boom. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not true. I know the Bible talks about Esau and Jacob. Esau was going to kill his twin brother Esau. But years went by and the universe worked on Esau and blessed him and all that. So when he saw Jacob again, he just wanted to make up. Let's not talk about let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about our relationship as brothers. So you could see your twin again, and it may be because I've gone through highs and lows with her. So that is your true north node, but the bottom line is it depends on how much she's willing to be a part of it. But you're not gonna. It's kind of funny how they did it, because they even put your relationship, Libra, in the house of nurturing. So I don't know if she needs a lot of nurturing or what. So you know better than me. But it's just been my experience that most people in general don't like that. Like if a guy's got a really good female that tries to take care of him, he'll tend to take her for granted. It's just human nature. And if a female gets a guy like that, she tends to take him for granted. So you're trying to find out what works to keep the relationship moving forward and not caught up in a lot of separation or playing games. Because people can look you in your eyes and tell you they love you and then go sleep with somebody else. Now in your fifth house, there it is, Scorpio. Now why do you think Scorpio's in your fifth house? Because you're asking me about a Leo. And the fifth house is ruled by Leo. So again, this is a soul matter. It may be a twin soul matter, but it's a soul matter. But guess what Uranus retrograde means? Internal change. And that's what you wrote in your letter. That's what you wrote in your email to me. You're being internally changed because that's what's supposed to happen. That's what a twin soul, even a soulmate relationship is supposed to do. Or a karmic soulmate relationship, because you have Saturn retrograde with Leo in the second house. So we already told you Leo's all about funds. Now Scorpio is deeper. Now you have a free report that's coming in your email with your video. Now people can learn this. There's a lot of answers there. And again, some people do it differently. Some people like consultation, which I do offer. But I always do encourage people to have their own card deck and then learn it as much as they can, because it's going to help their life. So that's the Scorpio. Is all about Scorpios can be suspicious, transforming, changing, hard to understand them. They're doubtful and suspicious, very highly sexual, highly passionate. And that's why I said this could be a major problem, because you're looking at this person like, we're supposed to be together. And then you look at her chart, and her chart might be saying, wow, she's going to really be active with a lot of people. And that is hard to deal with. And if you kind of feel for her, it is going to change you inside. It's going to change you in a different way. See, this is not going to be an easy walk. This is what people think. They want logic and reason. But I just got finished studying the 8th house in one of my recent videos. The 8th house is not about logic and reason. You could do everything right and everything goes wrong. And the universe is not going to tell you, hey, we did that because that's what the book of Job is all about. They destroyed that poor man. They started off saying how righteous and a good man he was, and then they destroyed everything about him. And there's not going to be a rhyme or reason. But that's why I said, what did Job say? In my integrity. No matter what the universe does, in my integrity. No matter what God does, in my integrity. See, he knew his purpose. When you know your life purpose and just stay on it, no matter what happens around you, you realize you did the right thing. You don't get it. You don't let it overtake you. Like I said, in just the last 4.5 years, I've been in 2 major wrecks that totaled both my cars 2 different times. And both of those times I could have been dead. Both of those times I got out those vehicles, hands cut. But other than that, I'm ready to deal with whatever's coming on. So you have to learn. People, oh, you know, and people just don't understand what I'm saying because they haven't been through a lot of stuff like that. They just want to know, where's my twin? What about love? All that's going to play in, but you got to learn what your life purpose is and get ready. Because I'm showing you right now, whatever she does, it's in the charts. And we haven't done a chart yet. My cousin fell in love with this female. All she did was cheat on him, cheat on him, cheat on him. They bought a house about 4 houses down from me. He put $1,000 down payment on it. He wasn't in that house for a week before he came home, and she was up in that house with another man. He goes crazy. She leaves him. They lose the house. And now he spends the rest of trying to find out where she is and trying to get her back. He raised her kids. And because he was so busy helping her with her family, he wasn't taking care of his own health. And he eventually died. Within about 2 weeks after that funeral, she was already with another man. She probably was with that man even when she was with him. So these are facts that people don't like you to talk about. Oh, you're anti this. No, I'm just telling you what happened. But in his journey, that had to have been part of it. A lot of times people use these charts and things like that to change things about themselves. Maybe to avoid danger. I mean, come on. If somebody said it's part of your life journey to sit in his car and the guy's going to be driving, then he's just going to lose his mind and start driving crazy and all that, and he's going to drive into something, the car's going to blow up and both of you are going to die. Or he's going to drive you off a cliff. But that's part of your life purpose. Would you get in that car? Maybe some of you would, but the majority of people would say, hell no. No, and don't think I'm mad at that. Make sure, see, this is why I hate doing what I do. This is the only reason why I hate what I do, because so many take little shit and blow it up like I'm saying something. Oh, no. Has nothing to do with the two charts right now. I'm making a point about life purpose. I'm saying you can use your chart to see things to change it. That's all. I'm so sorry that so many people are filled with so many devils and demons. You need to spend more time on my spiritual channel that helps you get deliverance. Therefore, when I'm teaching, you won't take everything I say and make it negative, because that's that negativity going on inside of yourself, not me. I think relationships are wonderful if two people can work together. That's why they call it a relationship. I mean, if you got two couples and they love their swingers, but they can deal with that, who am I to say? Who am I to say, oh, that's wrong? That's not my business. But when they're killing each other, lying to each other, and breaking each other's heart, of course I got to advise the way I advise. That's common sense. Now, you get to your 6th house, ruled by Virgo. Again, Virgo, home, family, health, service. The 4th house is family too, but it's more like they play off each other. But the 4th house is more like family. This is my brother, this is my sister, this is my mother, blah, blah, blah. The 6th house is more about the home, health, service, maybe even cleaning, housework, but even animals and stuff. Animals is in all that, like 4th house, 6th house, 12th house, and 8th house. You'll see animals. So right there you got, and then Sagittarius is your higher self. It can be about travel and foreign things. But Sagittarius is also a healer, a good friend, a good listener. And you have that in your 6th house. And then, wow, if you notice, Neptune is not retrograde. So the moment you start to get away from the Leo, now again, just listen to the chart. I'm not giving an advisory. I'm not giving any type of advice. And like I said, if you know how many people contact me with just sheer foolishness, you will know why I'm doing this. I'm making a point. As you get away from the whole Leo scenario, then you don't see a retro. So these are life lessons and all kind of stuff. karmic lessons, karmic debt, and all kind of stuff. But when you go back to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth house, there you see the soul portal. So that's how you know this is a soul relationship with that Leo. Leo rules the fifth house. Scorpio is there, which is the underworld, the eighth house where Pluto rules it. And then you got the vertex cross, which is a soul portal. So you know this is a soul relationship, a soulmate relationship. Now, as we look further, we may find out more, but we'll have to see. Now, getting back to the sixth house, they're putting all this fiery energy in it, and there goes Vesta, because Vesta represents the home, the furnace, the heater, and the fire, the spark within yourself. And that's a fire sign. And then Palace helps you through things. Palace helps you see things, helps you understand things, helps you work through things, and Palace also deals with defense. So even that can be a connotation about military, because you're talking about defense and service. But also it could mean people in the military, that they could be soldiers, but they could also be some type of psychologist. It could even be in correctional institutes, or things associated with police or correction officers. You see all that in your sixth house. And then Neptune is about idealism. So this is an idealistic person who definitely believes in healing. We can work it out. Sounds a lot like my cousin. We can work it out. So you got some type of metaphysical journey with fire. I can see it in your chart with Vesta's fire, Sagittarius fire, Leo fire. So you have some type of strange journey, and you represent like emotions and water so far. I haven't looked at your sun sign yet. We're getting ready to do that. But I know with your ascendant, water meeting fire. Now, so they really hit you. They really hit you bad as far as emotions. You go into your seventh house of relationships, and there it is, Cancer. Now, I would advise you to check out Santos, and I just did a new video. I'm gonna even give you the title, because whenever you see a unique relationship between Capricorn and Cancer, then you're usually dealing with people who were sent here, not just born here, but who were sent here. But the person that explains that is Santos. He's the expert on that, so it would be wise to listen to Santos' video, which I'm pulling up right now. Give me a second. I'm going to say the title so that you'll know what to look for when you go to my channel. All right. So I believe it's Twin Flames, New Moon, Aries, urgent message. All Twin Flamers and Soul Journeyers alert. Must watch. And so far it's got 830 views, 30 likes, and 2 dislikes. Watch that video. 51 minutes, 22 seconds. If you look at the numerology, it's 622. And it tells you about Santos. Anybody that's really serious about this journey, you have to Be willing to listen and learn. And it's not always going to be an easy journey. Like this gentleman already said, he's going through some stuff because of it. And just looking at his chart, you can see why. So Santos can explain that whole Capricorn Cancer situation. So now, in a relationship, because of Capricorn's about career and reputation, but Capricorn is also about, he rules Saturn, and Saturn is like, let's be serious. So when you see Juno in Capricorn, that's a lot like you seeing Juno and Saturn. Juno is saying, I want a real relationship. I want a real relationship, daddy. And Saturn is daddy. He's saying, don't worry, baby. You're going to have a serious relationship and a real relationship because my shotgun is going to make sure of that. So that's what you got in your 7th house. And again, so you got a lot of stuff to go chase the ladies away, bro. To keep it 100, you got a lot of stuff that's going to chase the ladies away. Because they don't want that serious stuff so fast. They don't want that. And you think being poet and all that going to get them, and that make them run too. And you got the nurturer again, because Keras, the asteroid, is a nurturer. So that's why I said people get mad, but sometimes your journey, and I'm not saying this is the case, but sometimes your journey is not to necessarily be with that person. But maybe sometime in their lifetime they needed more nurturing, and now the universe is sending you to give it, but then because they're in 3rd dimensional, they don't fully appreciate it, which causes separation. See, on my other channel, I go more in depth with real life and metaphysics. And there's some weird universal connection between the female I was with 8 years and the so-called twin flame. It's a weird connection. And for some reason, the universe keeps taking me back to the 80s, 1980s. Too many synchronicities, meeting too many people from the 80s, too many synchronicities from the 80s. On 2 different times, I was at different locations. And I met this one female, and come to find out that she was actually with us in the 80s. And that was weird because there's no way I should have met that person. But another time I had just went to the movies. This is a while ago. I went to the movies with somebody, and I was walking out, and that same person I'm talking about was right there. And I almost didn't remember him. So this always takes me back to the 80s. But I really believe everything is a loop anyway. But I'll say that for real life and metaphysics. Then I'm minding my own business again. And I get this gut feeling, like that feeling I get, like romance. And I see somebody that I'm kind of like attracted to. Come to find out that that person is a relative of the person I was with for 8 years. So all this stuff is going on. It's like a loop and all that. What I'm trying to tell you, this is all journey. And nobody can tell you why. Well, I think I can. I think it's just a level of maturity. I think most people in 3rd dimension are very immature. So even though you have that possibility, either very immature or very weird, so you have this great possibility to connect with this person and have unbelievable universal love, but they're just too immature. And some people say, well, it has to do with healing. But it's just immature, really. Because no matter where you go, for the most part, most people ain't really appreciating no guy giving them no roses. A little bit. Like, they'll get mad at me and curse me out or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, it's true. This is just being on the planet long enough, you're going to know. The guy that's so-called a thug or a bad boy, act like he don't give a F, he'll get just about whatever he wants. First night, like matter of minutes. Because of that arrogance, that confidence, that dark side, it just turns that person on and she loses her mind. But the guy, looking at her with little puppy eyes and little roses and stuff, it's nice, it's cute, but it don't move her the same way. And they get mad if you tell the truth. They'll curse you out, but it's not like I'm lying. So in order to be successful, you have to understand what you're really dealing with. That would be really silly if somebody threw you in a ring and said, okay, this guy fights with his feet. But you get in the ring and you try to box him. He's just going to kick you in your head and knock you out. So you got to know where you're really going and adjust to that. And sometimes that's what some people do. Well, if that's what she wants, that's what I'll give her. And sometimes it works out. Some people say, well, I just want to be loved. I don't want to have to become somebody I'm not just to get somebody to love me. And they won't do it. And I respect them for that. I'm not saying the other person's wrong, but I'm not saying the other person is wrong either. I'm just explaining life, because it's not going to help nobody to sit around going, why ain't we together? You gotta start to use the brain God gave you, and you got to start to learn how to deal with it or move on with your life, because you can't make another person move with you. That's totally up to them. So that's your first 7 houses. Going into your 8th house with part of fortune. That's it. I'm surprised. That's the only thing in your 8th house is part of fortune. Well, your 8th house, and of course Aquarius. Your 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And that's all about soul matters, taxes, debt, insurance, sex, animals, primordial activity, reincarnation, twin flames, twin souls, esoteric, metaphysical, secrets, hidden things, enemies, sex, animalistic type sex. And Aquarius is all about enlightening and inventing and helping the people around you. So now we're going to do your part of fortune in the 8th house. Give me a moment. Alrighty. They say the part of fortune in the 8th house is a person who will be a walking testimony to 8th house matters if he uses this placement correctly. He is interested in the occult, has good powers of regeneration and rejuvenation, and can be an expert at investigation, research, detective work. So you were saying you didn't know a lot about astro. Well, they're saying if you just get into it, it's going to be easy. You'll understand it really easy. He can keep a secret so well that he is like an international diplomat, and he can indeed earn a living this way. So you can earn a living in the matters of diplomatic stuff, highly sensitive stuff, secret stuff, investigative stuff. This person can also make a living based on the talents and abilities of others as a theatrical agent or manage other people's money. Because the 8th house is about money, that number 8. It's also about karma and business. This person is usually very attractive due to personal magnetism. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't seen that yet. I'm a real dude. Like, if you knew me, I'm a real dude. People be tripping. Y'all just be tripping. Oh, he said this. Oh, I don't like the way his voice, I don't hear love in his voice. I'm a real dude. Like, if you was hanging out in them streets or in them thug bars back in the day, you would have seen me up in there. Like, I'm a real dude. Don't get offended. Nobody's coming out here to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm trying to help you so you don't waste 6 or 7 years on your life, bro. Now, you might have it, but in a chart right now, they're really making you out. Like, you have, I'm not going to call it magnetism, but like, you like a really nice nurturing type of guy and stuff. And I can relate to that, because I guess I used to be that way. I don't know. I don't really remember. But you like a nice nurturing type of guy. That's not necessarily magnetism. Depending, but you might find a female that can resonate with that. Oh, he brought me flowers. Oh, I'm going to suck his dick. Uh-oh. But most people, they might shed a tear or something, might give you a hug or something. They might give you a little bit more. But in the back of their mind, they usually going, that was cute. And I'm like, cute like how? Cute like a teddy bear? Cute like a puppy dog? Cute like a clown at a circus? Cute how? I start to go Joe Pesci on that ass. So I don't see the magnitude, the magnetism yet. I'm not saying it's not there, but what I really see is that nurturing. And I would advise to be careful with it because you're gonna self defeat yourself with all that nurturing. And see, my twin, whenever I would get a little upset with her and kind of set her straight, she was straighten right up. But I didn't want to like I'm just starting to come out of my For many years I was just tired of a lot of stuff. I was just doing me, and I definitely wanted to get a job. I was trying my best to move on, but God always has purposes for me. Just like the car just got taken out. And then when I asked why did y'all take out the car, oh, we need you to be in retreat, and then I'm like, whoa, I've been in retreat for years. I'm ready to come back out. I'm a Leo. It's time to get the love back on, baby. But not necessarily love, but just get out. And they're like, not yet. Like we keeping you in retreat. But that's good. That's my life. I could deal with it. But so I don't see no magnitude. I don't see no magnetism. I could be wrong, but on your chart I just see a nurturer. You're kind of like needy for love, and that's a bad way to be. Because the more you need it like that, the more you ain't gonna get it. And if you find it, it'll be kind of nice, but you better hope the person stays with you. And then the funny thing about this life is if you did find somebody who understood you and they complimented that need or whatever need you given or whatever you need to receive or whatever you looking for, then some other shit gonna happen. Your twin probably show up or something. It's always gonna be something, bro. And that's just life. That's not me trying to be negative. That's me living a life telling you. And you know I can't be wrong because if you look at all these twin flame video channels on YouTube and all these thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people, how come more than people ain't making twin flame success videos? They all searching. They on everybody's channel trying to get answers. So I must know what I'm talking about. So like if you a real dude, cause like I said, I'm the type of dude, he was giving me a lot of compliments. I don't even see that stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? Cause so many people disrespect me when I go out of my way to help them. So I don't even need it. Like I know what I am, so I appreciate it. But I'd rather see somebody actually apply with what I'm saying. That's what a real teacher wants. A teacher wants to see you get the information and use it to better your life. That's a real teacher. This is not no, like I said, I'm a dude from the streets. I'm not out here for no fame and no fortune. I'm not out here to milk nobody out of their money. So to see somebody really get the information, that's more up to me. And for all the other people running their mouth, they can just keep on running to another channel and doing what really immature people do. All right, now you got part of fortune and Aquarius. Give me a second, I just gotta find it. All right, so you're idealistic, innovative, and unique. You'll find your happiness and success by making a contribution or invention that is of benefit to all. So you may even take things like you might take eighth house matters and interpret them in such a way to help benefit other people. All right, give me a second. See that magnitude they're talking, or magnetism they're talking about. That's for somebody that's going to really appreciate a nice guy who cares and is nurturing. But a lot of people don't. It's just one of them things, bro. That's what I'm saying. And you could always let me know if I'm wrong. But then you not. There'll be people say, "Oh, he's a nice guy" and all that. Or if you're with somebody else, there's always gonna be other females looking at you saying, "Oh, you know, I wish I had him. He's such a nice guy." But if they had you, they wouldn't. They wouldn't necessarily really appreciate that about you. and just from experience, just tone it down. Cause I used to be that guy. It's like I don't live in the past, so I don't remember, but I can remember trying to really be a great guy and just was never appreciated. So I would say not stop being a great guy, but just tone it down because you're doing more damage. That's what I'm saying. And as a man, you have to learn. As a man, you have to learn to stick. If the facts are true, stick with the facts. Now, sometimes you do have to bend the facts for people, or compensate for people. But as a man, you'd be a fool to get on a course that's going to say you're trying to get this person in your life, but you're doing things that's pushing the person away. Even though that person is telling you, "Wow, I need this, I need that," but that's what's pushing them away. You got to know when to be a man and do what's going to keep everything going a fluent way. Now, the most significant thing about your ninth house is medium coeli in the ninth house, because medium coeli is supposed to be in the 10th house. When medium coeli is in your ninth house, it usually can mean a mentor, somebody who's going to influence you in your life, who has feminine energy. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a female. But it's usually a mentor who has feminine energy. And you see right there, Venus is right there, Mercury is right there, and your sun sign is right there. So you're all about that higher stuff. Philosophy, travel, foreign manners, foreign matters, strange things, like even UFOs, strange things, religion and spirituality. And you got Pisces right there. And if you notice, they take you right back to your sixth house, because Neptune rules Pisces, so you're still very idealistic, very spiritual. And it takes you right back to that house of home, family, Virgo energy, health and service. And also because it's talking about foreign matters, and we were talking about military, it could actually be military stuff, which is even unique because it could even be missionary. With that type of arrangement, it could even be missionary, like a spiritual missionary. But whatever it is, and you definitely have a connection to the Messiah because you have the Sun in Pisces, which is spiritual, but that's very messianic. And then you want to talk about it, and again, giving you like you may even teach. You may even teach. See, that's where your magnetism would be. Now I see that. I see your magnetism in your teaching. That's why they did that with Aquarius. Now I understand what they're saying. Your magnetism is in your teaching, but it's not in the way you relate to a female because you're too loving, you're too nice, and they ain't gonna like it. And they can boo, yell, scream. I done went through too many of y'all. You're not phasing me. You don't the good guy, you step all over the guy. Guy's better off acting like he ain't got no sense, acting like he's a bad boy, pants hanging off his ass, and he gets just about anything. Now, if that don't apply to you, then I'm not talking to you. God bless you. But the ones I'm talking about, I done seen too many of you. So your magnitude is, and that teaching, that magnetism, but that just proves my point. See, when you take control, as far as your life, I ain't talking about over no other person. So anybody think I'm talking about over a woman? That's not what I said. When you take control of your life and take that gift of teaching, that's when she's gonna desire you. Wow, what a great teacher! Wow, she's gonna be like a groupie and shit. But when you come with that lovey-dovey, I love you. Here's a poem. Here's some roses, and she ain't gonna be with you. Oh, that's cute. So stay in your environment, and then and Venus is agreeing with me because she's right there. If you stay in your environment of being that spiritual leader, that spiritual teacher, or whatever you're doing, the sun is shining on you. Venus is right there, Mercury. That's the best arrangement you could possibly have. But that lovey-dovey, nurturing stuff, all you're gonna do is make them run. Make them run. And if you ever do it a little bit, just do it a little bit, not too much. That's all I'm telling you. Because with you, it's gonna be like an addiction, like a cokehead, a crackhead, and stuff. You can't take that person just anywhere. Or if it's an alcoholic, don't take that man anywhere where there's alcohol. So you're so much of a nurturer, and you got Juno wants a real relationship, and she's begging Capricorn and Saturn to get it for her and all that stuff. So you gotta really watch how you do, because you're gonna want it. You're gonna want it more than she is. And the beauty of it is when they both want it, like when they both want it more than anything, that's when it's romantic. That's when it's beautiful. But if either one wants it more than the other one, it's not really. So both of them should want it that bad. Like they want it. They want the world to know and stuff. And there are still couples like that. That's why I'm only telling the truth. You know, anybody get mad at me, there's a lot of weirdos out here. There's a lot of people out here that are very immature. And they just want to keep starting shit because their life is fucked up. And they want to keep aiming that shit my way. And I be laughing at these niggas. Like y'all are some internet funny people to me. I'm a real life dude. My mission is to do exactly what I'm doing. If the gentleman listens to me, his life will get better. Simple as that. Don't say you're looking for direction and get it and then flip out on the guy, because I don't play that. Now, so now when your career, you're a leader, Aries, and you like starting new stuff, creating new stuff, you are a very innovative person. And like I said, don't get me wrong, I think it's beautiful to be that nurturing, loving man you are. But it doesn't work in third dimensional. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You have to find a certain woman who has the enough emotional maturity to deal with it, and she can't hate herself inside. And that's why if you see a lot of them go external, a lot of makeup, a lot of hair, everything's external because they don't feel good about themselves inside. And so when you're trying to tell them they're special, they rebel against you, almost like the. But a lot of people need deliverance. That's why I said you need to be on my other channel. See, that's the channel only get like 2 hits, 4 hits. If I get 15 hits, that's like a celebration, because nobody wants to use common sense. They want to stay over here, listen a little bit of whatever, bitch and complain over here. And then on the metaphysics, I'm just more like, this is the way it is. If you don't like it, don't come on the channel. But more people need to be on the other channel going internally or go somewhere where they can get internal healing. And then you can appreciate a nice guy and stuff like that. But they don't want to get the internal healing. So because it's that way, you got to adjust to that fact. So that's it. It just made you a leader. Your 10th house, Aries, leader. Appears you'd be very successful doing that. Yep. Ironically, that's also your South Node, which is crazy. Your true North Node is what you need to work on in this life. And that is relationships, family, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that South Node is directly across from the North Node. And it takes you right into your 10th house. Looks like. Which was being a really good business person. And sometimes it's like that. In a previous life, the person had no time for family. So in this life, the universe is really making them put family and relationship first. Now we go to 11, which is Aquarius, which is friends, groups and associations, and it has Taurus and healing in it. But 11 is also ruled by Aquarius, which can mean twin flame healing, when the twins finally realize that they are a sacred union and nothing can be more important than that. And again, remember, Taurus is your 2nd house. It rules your 2nd house where Leo is. So your 10th house, or excuse me, your 11th house is all about that healing, because you got Chiron. And it could be healing in connected to friends, groups, associations. It could also be healing in regard to twin soul healing. And also Taurus rules your 2nd house where Leo is. So it can also mean healing with Leo and also addressing that karma. Now we already did your retrogrades, and as I said, everywhere she was, there was a retrograde. Anywhere else, it wasn't. Not saying she's a bad person, but I'm saying there's some type of karmic relationship going on that needs to be addressed by both of y'all. But you can't make her do it. But you can do it yourself. And the more you address it, the more she's going to do it internally anyway. Because you two are connected one way or the other. And I am gonna have some fun because I just saw something from her chart that's just I had to laugh. I'm sorry. This is funny. You gotta laugh at this, but I laugh all the time. I could have lost my life in a car accident. I'm laughing. The insurance company was treating me like garbage. I still was laughing because I knew I would prevail because I got God. The more you get on your spiritual journey, you'll stop all that internal bullshit. And I'm not just saying you personally, everybody. If you find yourself getting mad and upset, it's because you want to stay third dimensional. You want to stay in your ego. And that's why your feelings is hurt. You got to get past that. You got to grow up. You got to be able to take information and just start working on it and start the progress. And then a lot of y'all would start thanking me. Thank you. Because as long as you stay where you're at, I don't know where you think you're going, but I can guarantee it's not. Or if you think you're going to get some type of sacred union with anybody, that can't happen until you're mature enough to deal with a sacred union. Now, your final house. Ironically, Jupiter used to rule Pisces. So that's a good mix. Jupiter used to rule Pisces. And now Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So the universe really is shining on y'all, just to let you know. But y'all had a lot of bumps and bruises, and y'all gonna have more because both of y'all have to grow up. And I don't think she's ready yet. Just being honest. I don't think she's ready for that yet. And I'm gonna tell you why as soon as I get over there. You get yourself ready to laugh a little bit, bro. Because as long as you're taking this too serious, then you're wrong too. You gotta learn. It'll come like I said, my twin, she hurt me bad. I mean, it was hurt, it was pain, but at the same time, it ain't no big deal. Like, I'm over it. It's not even that serious to me. This is a journey for everybody involved. So your 12th house, you got East Points, you got Jupiter. Now Jupiter is gonna trump everything. And you got Pisces in your 12th house. So this is a highly spiritual house. I don't know. You could be a church guy, always in church. You might, I don't know, you might even be a leader in the church. I don't know, but it's some type of spiritual thing in your life. I definitely know that. It may be church, might be Christian religion, may not be Christian, but it's some type of high level of spirituality in your life, possibly with some leadership. Now I want you to know that because you do that, and because of Jupiter, you have trumped every negative thing that could come your way. Because that your 12th house, because your 12th house, everybody's 12th house can be very dark and very dysfunctional. Getting arrested, police station, medical, psychological issue, mental health, wicked spirits, evil enemies, prostitution, psychological stuff, incarceration. All of that could be in the 12th house. You could be in a church, but the church is highly dysfunctional. So Jupiter is making sure that don't happen. Jupiter gives you expansion, good luck, good living, and a lot of finances. As long as you stay on your life purpose and continue to do what you need to do. So that's you. Now, we go to Miss Thang. Miss Thang. And you're going to find out why I call her that. But she got a Jupiter too. Now, her Jupiter is almost in the 12th house, but she got a lot of activity as well. But her Jupiter is right there at that first house. Leo. Her ascendant is Leo. Her sun sign is Leo. This is Miss Thang. She gonna have money, beauty. She banging. Ain't nobody gonna tell Miss Thang a damn thing. You heard? She's Miss Thang. The lioness. The lover. Because Leo is already a lover. So she's the type that could melt down anybody. She's the type, like, I know how women think, but she's the type you don't even want your man nowhere around. Now see, the magnetism's over here, nigga. Over here. Okay? This is the magnetism over here. First, you see it. So, she got it. She gonna have the money, the good fortune, the good luck. That's all Jupiter. Just like doors just seem to keep opening for him and all that. So she's hated on too. And being a female, some of her might not like that, but she's strong enough to deal with it. But then there's other parts of her that like the fact that so many people are gonna be jealous. But she's not the type of person you would even leave your man around. Because It is what this is a universal thing. See, that's why you ladies sometimes y'all before you get real mad at your man. That's why I wish y'all didn't work off emotions so much, because sometimes it's just hard. Just like it can be hard for you sometimes. Sometimes it's just hard. It's not like the dude trying to cheat on you. It's just hard. This is a universal thing where she got it going on. First house. I remember one time we was playing cards and they drew 4 cards and every card they drew for me was all aces. I had all aces. Then everybody was pissed off, mad. But that's what she got. And then she got a little nurturing too there with Karis. So she got that, and that's fire. Remember I told you your purpose is to meet their fire. She got fire Aries. That's the first house. It rules the first house, and fire Leo. So this is a lot of fire. Not making no excuses for her, just telling you what's up. Now, second house, the house of money. Wow, she right there with the moon. And see, that number 23 mean incarnation number. That's somebody that comes from somewhere else and incarnates here. That's why they called him Air Jordan. He had on 23, he could fly. Incarnation. Whenever you see somebody spawn at 23, they're trying to tell you that I'm not from your planet. Like I came here. I'm an incarnation. So again, right there with Virgo. And then that gets a little mystical, because now you're dealing with the Virgin, which takes you to Egyptology, which takes you to Offset, who they call Isis, where you get Mother Mary from. So she's got that going on. That's why I said y'all really need to study Santos. And she's speaking for the moon. You see the moon right there? So just to let you know, her sun sign is so close to that borderline that she could almost call herself a Virgo Leo. Now, if you know anything about the Sphinx, the head is the Virgin and the body is the lion. That's your Sphinx. So this lady is very, very mystical. Very, very living, walking mystical. Living, walking mystical. She's got the divine feminine with the moon, the divine masculine with the sun. So she has a mother son, like a Mother Mary, baby Jesus, or whatever Osiris's son was, Horus, Isis, Horus thing going on. She's a very, very mystical person. So yeah, it would be hard to think somebody like that is gonna just be in a serious relationship with one person. Now, if you notice, 1, 2, 3 in her third house, the universe put Libra. Third house is, like I said, communications, young children, creativity. I already said what it is. So I'm gonna keep it 100. She may talk about a relationship, but so far I don't see nothing that would say a relationship. See, the universe put that relationship aspect in her to relate to you, because you all about the relationship. But so she knows it's there. But it's like if you give somebody a computer and you say, here, son, my name's Reverend Bob. I know how important it is for you to have a computer, but I also know how important it is for you to know the Lord. So right here, whenever you want to hear anything about the Lord, just click this button right here. Right here, button number 3. Click it, son, and you'll hear about the Lord. And if you notice, ain't nothing in her third house. And that kid ain't never going to click that button because he's not interested. So you see that in the chart. It's her program, but she ain't really with it. Not right now. Now I might find her later on, but right now that's the last thing. Leo's about traveling, meeting people, romance, all kind. She's getting it in. She's putting that work in. And I'm just saying that 100% because here's the deal. The faster a person learns a situation, the better you could deal with it. Staying in denial, you can't do that. That's third dimensional, bro. You're going through this journey for a reason. See, I'm 100% transparent, but I'm a Leo too. But I'm a son. My son is my ruler. I'm about truth. You can only get through this when you learn how to deal with it. That's like if you got a serious disease, you go and the doctor tell you, but you don't want to tell nobody. You just want to stay in denial. That's not going to help. So the way I do this out here, Everybody's protected because that's what Leos protect. Leos protect everything. That's what we do. So it's not like somebody say, "Hey, yo, check out Joe. Look what Joe did. Aha, Joe stressing out." Don't nobody even know who we talking about. But everybody's benefiting. That's why I'm loved, but I'm hated. I'm loved because these people getting built up by me, but I'm hated because they're ungrateful at the same time. But I'm still gonna be me regardless, because a Leo is a leader. And there will be some people, because I do get emails from people that say, I never thought about, but everything you said, I am like that. I never thought about it till you said it. So I'm looking for the mature ones that will change and will make this place a better place to live and be in a better relationship. I'm not looking for the crybabies. Where's my twin? Why is my twin on Facebook? I thought he's with somebody else. Why is my twin so mean to me? Because I went through that bullshit too. But I had to grow up out of it. So now we're going into the 4th house, which is the family, and there you go, Scorpio and Pluto. So this is the drama. This is the drama. And y'all really supposed to be helping each other with the whole family thing. That's why you see where her Pluto is, and you see where your Pluto is. 1, 2, 3, 4th. 4th house, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th house. Y'all supposed to be helping each other with that family drama. And that's another reason why she's running so much, because she don't want to deal with it. Oh, and then they really hit her. All right, so let's just break it down again. So she does know something about the 8th house, because the ruler of the 8th house is Scorpio, and that's in her house of family. So she is into that deep stuff one way or another that we already talked about what's in the 8th house. She's down with it, but it deals with higher education, land and property, a vehicle, a transportation. It deals with a person's heart. And it deals with whatever person was her mother raising her in her early stages of life. Whoever person did that, that's her Amun Coeli. So that's always going to be in her subconscious. And all this is taking you to the 8th house. And if you notice in her 8th house, it looks like Pisces is there. Once again, connecting spirituality. See, when you got Pisces in the 8th house, that's like, Pisces is like Archangel cards. Talking about Jesus and stuff like that. But Scorpio is like tarot cards. More deeper, a little bit more darker and stuff like that. But they're both, ironically, they both deal with psychic stuff and spirituality, because the 4th house deals with Cancer and the moon, and Cancer is always psychic. And so is the moon. The moon affects the dreams. So now Your Juno means you may end up in a relationship with a Capricorn or possibly a Libra, possibly. But that doesn't always hold weight. But I've seen a lot of charts where it does hold weight. Sometimes it doesn't. Her chart in the 4th house, Juno, she may end up in a relationship with a Scorpio. And this is going to be a real Scorpio, because you got Pluto rules Scorpio, and it's Pluto in Scorpio. So I got finished telling you, and I said the bad boy, because the 8th house is the bad boy house. Just to let you know, you can go to Dark Pixie. If Dark Pixie, if you say 8th house, bad boy or something like that. So that's what she's attracted. Not only is that what she's attracted to, you can see it right there. That's what she's going to end up in a relationship with. So, bro, I'm telling you, man to man, and it's like I want to say this. Like, if I knew you, I would say if I catch you trying to be romantic with her, I'm gonna put my foot up your ass, because you shooting yourself in the head if you do. It's right there, 4th house. Her Juno is who she's probably gonna end up in a relationship with, a Scorpio type individual, a bad boy. She's like wildfire. She's like wildfire. And the only thing that's going to calm her ass down is that Scorpio. And remember, Scorpio is a water sign. And Cancer, don't get me wrong. Well, you're not a Cancer, though. You're a Pisces. Well, Pisces? Yeah, Pisces is a water too. But Scorpio is a little bit deeper. That's all I can tell you. It's a little bit deeper. So, I'm just telling you what the charts say. But that's who she is set to be with. And this is a relationship based on just deep, passionate, animalistic sex, all kind of freaky sex and stuff like that. It's not based on no let's pray or none of that stuff. Going to her fifth house, then there go that Sagittarius. So that's why I say you and her definitely got a soul connection. But as far as like y'all could be soulmates, karmic partners, if you want to call it that. But the whole deep, passionate love and all that, definitely not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there go the thing. And I say I've done these cards 3 ways, and you can see, because we don't understand it as humans, but I've seen where they wired the people up. Because this is universal wiring. We just don't see the strings. And I see where they wire like women up to the higher self, but you could tell which one she's supposed to be with as far as a relationship, and which one is just some type of soul connection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, a fire sign in the 5th house. And Lilith is there, but she's retrograde. And it's all, I tell you, this female loves to travel and all that stuff. Because that's really what Sagittarius is showing you in the 5th house. She just likes to go travel, foreign travel, like to have fun, romance. Now in the 6th house is with the healing. And here come the drama. Now look, bro. Let's just keep it 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your 7th house is relationship, and there go Juno. Oh, I want to be in love. Your 7th house is Capricorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Her 7th house, well, let me do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Her 6th house is Capricorn. Your 7th house is Capricorn, and all she got is retros. Like no. Just like on your chart, as soon as she comes in, retros. No. So y'all are both on some type of karmic debt together that y'all supposed to be working on in this life. So you're only making it worse by thinking y'all gonna hook. See, I'm not saying you might have a nice intimate night with her, but that's nothing. That's nothing, bro. Like this is karmic debt, and she's on a course. She's kind of like on a just on like a train, not out of control. And the only thing that's gonna really catch her, that's gonna reach her soul. See, that's why I get real hard, and people don't understand. This is a very unique. I'm gonna try to prove it to you. See, you can have a soul connection with somebody or a karmic soul connection with somebody. I don't know what y'all was doing together in the past life. I could only get a little bit out of that out of a natal chart. But in this life, the only person she gonna have a deep, passionate, unbelievable soul connection with is this person. That's Scorpio. So now, when we get back to her 6th house at Virgo healing, you got Capricorn there. So they're trying to heal the situation. But you got karma there from Saturn, basically retrograde. Neptune is past life information coming into your dream. Uranus is internal change. So you are helping her. You're helping her heal. So that's what's going on. You're helping her heal. As I say, it could be anything. You might even be her brother from a past life. But that's the type of relationship that the chart is showing. And that's why you be meeting people and they be real close. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. They be real close and they might try kissing or they might try having sex or something, but it just don't click. But they be real close. Cause like me and my friend Talia like that. We're unbelievably close, like on telekinesis and everything. But it ain't. And she even said that to me one time. She's like, "You're like a brother to me." I'm like, "What the hell? All we do is talk. We together all the time. What are you talking about?" But that's before I knew all this metaphysical stuff. Now I see. I can see it in your thing. That's why, bro. I'm telling you, man to man, you gonna have to pull it together because you're looking for something from her that she's not. She's not wired. It's in there, but it's probably in there. It's like see. This is like what reincarnation is. It's like you take an old computer and you change things around and you put it back in, but it's still an old computer. It just got new stuff in it. So she got old stuff from something y'all might have had or whatever was going on with y'all in the past. That's why you're seeing all these auras. But now she gonna meet this dude that's gonna light her world up, and that's exactly what she's looking for, believe it or not. Universally speaking and everything, that's exactly what she's looking for. Now, another reason why she's attracted to you, because her true north node is Aquarius, and you're an Aquarius, so she is gonna be attracted to you. And we already explained the seventh house and what Aquarius does, so we don't have to do that again. But that's her life purpose is to really be. And it's ironic though that they put Aquarius in her relationship house. So that's really strange to me. So her life purpose in this life, it has to do with like relationship, couples, partnerships, karma, balancing, harmony. And she'll be somewhat of really creative in that. Because that's what Aquarius is. So I don't know. Maybe she might be some type of teacher in a relationship. I don't know. I mean, I would have to see the chart of the person she's going to end up in a relationship with, because that just doesn't make sense to me in the seventh house. Or, well, it does make sense if yeah, it does, because I told y'all before, Aquarius can mean submission between the twins. So that's what it's kind of saying. So whatever person she finds herself in a real relationship with, that's the only time she's going to really bow down. That's what it's trying to tell you. And they put it so close to you that it will look like it's you, but I know for a fact it's not. And that's why I keep saying I've done charts by women, because people are quick to say the reason why there's so many problems between relationships because women need too much attention and they're this and that. But when you see the natal chart, that's not her fault. That's universal. I will look at those charts like it would be a woman saying one of these men and blah blah blah. I'm just trying to figure this out. It's so difficult. And I would look at the chart and I would just start feeling sorry for her. I said I could see why. I said whoever did this chart is really fucking with her. Like, of course, and you hear me when I do the numerologist. That numerologist guy always goes, it's two. There's two people you might end up in a relationship with. One, man. So why is the universe doing that? Just playing mind games. Like, it makes it so hard for a person to stay loyal. But then again, if you just understand metaphysics and they talk about temptation of the devil and stuff, it makes sense. If you like just sit back and see, because who's ever arranging this kind of stuff, they're doing that for a reason. And that's why I love you, Doug, but I'm not in love with you. Oh, but I am in love with Bob. But she's having sex with both of them. But the bottom line is, you can see it in the chart, that's a setup for that to happen. Just like if I look at my father's natal, I totally understand my natal now. By looking at my father's natal chart, I understand my natal chart and how I feel about certain stuff. Because they set him up, and I was to watch him and be the example. You can see it. So that's why I'm telling you, as a man, you can choose to keep going with your feelings, but you're going to set yourself for a great loss. Because it's not there, and they're playing you out. Like, you'll always be the guy she'll feel a certain way with, but you ain't never gonna be the guy that's ever gonna enjoy that type of passion from her that this dude's gonna get. And you're always gonna be the guy that she can walk away from. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, whereas this guy, she's gonna be clung. So somebody's playing, the universe is playing with your emotions, dude. That's why y'all hate me, But I've been doing this too long, bro. It do come a time when you got to close up, because if you're anywhere and you allow people to treat you like a sucker, they're going to keep treating you like a sucker. You have to man up. That's why I tell y'all don't listen. Read the book of Job. Job went through the same shit, mind games and everything, but he made it through because he knew who he was. This is like, y'all don't understand. Where's my twin? Where's my twin? You keep on idolizing your twin and see what that really gets you. Let's see if you go and where's my twin, and I'm stalking my twin on the Facebook page, my twin. Let's see what that gets you in life. It's really sad. See what that gets you in life, stalking somebody and all that stuff. All you're doing is pushing all your spiritual helpers away, because that's idolatry. They can't help you. So that's the whole point of getting your natal chart, because when this gentleman starts to listen, it'll sting him a little bit. I know what I do. He won't like me for a little while. But as he starts to come through, he's like, yeah, everything he said is true. And he'll start to move on. And the funny thing about it is, the more he starts to move on with his purpose and she senses that, the more she's going to try to get that attention back. But all I'm telling this gentleman is, when this guy shows up, this Scorpio type dude, the bad boy, if he's not already in her life, it's going to blow her fucking mind. Because she's wired to bow down to him. And if I had to say who I think is in that 7th house that she'll submit to, I'm pretty sure it's him. Now, we go to the 8th house, which is the Pisces. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9. So we already talked about the spiritual Pisces and all that. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th house. 9th house, Aries, more fire. We've already talked about that fire and that aggression. Connected to the Leo. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. 10th house is Pluto with Vesta, still fire. Mars rules Aries. Aries is a fire sign. Taurus. So she's strong. She's a fighter. Whatever career she's in, she's strong. She's going to be like fire because of Vesta. And she's a fighter because of Mars. Eleventh house is Gemini. So she is romantic, because look, in her 11th house is Gemini. In her 3rd house, it's Libra. And the 3rd house is ruled by Gemini. But she's only that way for this dude. Like, she's a type that is going to do whatever she wants until she meets this dude. And it's only at that she's going to bow down. And that really fucks with you. Like, if you're with somebody for a period of time and they never really commit to you, and then somebody else comes and they commit, that'll really, really mess you up. But I'm showing you it's meant to be that way, according to the charts. And there's nothing you can do. You can get mad. You can go crazy. That's why you see, I keep talking about the 12th house. You see all these people locked up and stuff, because they don't know why the universe did that. But everything happens for a reason. And the more we begin to learn to live and let go and let God, we'll lead a better, healthier life. Because we can't control everything, no matter how hard we try. Now, you see her 12th house. She still got a lot going on. And it's sad, dude, because all her retrogrades are I'm saying you because of that Capricorn in the 7th house. All her retrogrades in the 7th house. Just like a lot of your retrogrades are directly related to her. So that's why I'm saying this is a past life karmic debt. You're really here to help each other to a certain degree. You're here with karmic debt. And that's what you should really try to accept. This has nothing to do with you and her. I mean, I'm not saying you'll never work, because I told you she does, like Mary Jane, like she's gonna do what she's gonna do, and she's gonna stay that way until she meets this guy, if she hasn't already met him. And when she meets this guy, she's gonna bow down. All right. So she's highly, just like you are. She's highly psychic, highly intuitive. She can be just spiritual, archangel type spiritual or psychic, but she can also be tarot card type psychic, just like you. And her, she has a nurturing. Yeah, she likes bad boys. Yeah, that's perfect. See, now this makes perfect sense. The 12th house is about dysfunctions and bad boys, and cops, all kind of stuff. But that's when she becomes a nurturer. Then, see, you become a nurturer for a relationship. Like, you're looking for love. You want to do the roses and the poetry. You want to walk down the park. You want to look in her eyes and see the sunrise. Her, she ain't thinking about nothing. She want to party. She just want love. She want to party. She want to keep it going. She want to meet a lot of people. Blah blah blah. But when she meet this dude, it's gonna be like boom, boom. And plus, he's not gonna let her do all that shit. He's gonna check her ass quick, cause that's what thugs do. So now in the thug house, she's a nurturer now. 12. Now she becomes Chiron nurturer, and the palace is just helping. But palace is a lot of things. And it will change her, because that's what part of fortune in the 12th house is definitely going to be like a spiritual person and all that, but also part of fortune in Cancer is going to be like a nurturer and stuff. So it's going to change her. So again, there will be a part of her life. Now I'm reading this as if it's at the beginning, when she was first born. There's going to be a part of her life where she is just going, meeting people, living her life, enjoying life, no cares in the world. There's going to be a part of her life where she's got to deal with you to address her karma. There's going to be a part of her life where she meets this dude that takes her totally off her feet, and he's going to calm her ass down. But that's going to be the guy that she wants to be with. That's the real soulmate, or real twin soul, or whatever you want to call it. And then there's going to be a time of her life where she becomes like a nurturer, not only to him, but wherever that leads. But she is going to become a nurturer at that time. And that's when her life is going to like drastically change. So I don't think there's anything any further I can go with that. We've addressed all the retrogrades. We've addressed everything. God bless.